When I hit college, I reinvented myself. I'm talking total overhaul, okay? And not just the superficial stuff, although that too. I stopped wearing the baggy clothes, started putting on makeup and curling my hair in this wild abandon. But more than that, I studied Mae West movies over and over so I could cop her attitude. And that made all the difference. I went from scared and shy to secure and sexy. And when a guy would ask me to dance at a party, I would smile at him wickedly and say, if you think you can keep up. And when people asked me if I wanted a beer, I'd say, can't you think of something better to put next to my lips? I hit the next plane. I went beyond dating. I didn't need anybody. I was invincible. And after 3 years of this, it was the last Saturday night of the summer before my last year in college. And my girlfriends and I, we went out dancing, just the four of us. And this may sound normal now, but we were ahead of our time, okay? This was 1988, and it was mostly couples on the dance floor. But there we were, the four of us, and we were dancing like no one was watching, even though I'm pretty sure some people were. And we had a fair amount of rhythm for mostly white girls. And we danced through the entire night. Of us, we talked in the parking lot for a little while. And then I waved as my three friends drove off their separate cars. I'm not stupid, right? So I was parked under a light. I had my key already out for my little Chevy pickup truck because I was smart. I knew about safety. And then I had something happen that has never happened to me before or since. I put the key in like normal and I turned it. The key turned, but the lock did not. The key broke off. The useful part of the key still inside the door. And me holding just the empty, useless half of the key. Who makes keys like this? Clearly a man made this key. I'm so disgusted. And all of a sudden, in spite of doing everything right, I'm now alone on the streets of DC. It is after 2 a.m. and I got nothing. And this is before cell phones. So for the youngins in the audience, I know there are a few of you, I had to find a payphone, okay? It was a thing, look it up. And I'm trying to keep my cool as I'm walking slowly to try to find a payphone. The first one I come through only a block and a half away, but when I pick it up, it comes off completely. Somebody apparently wasn't happy with the service. They yanked the phone out of it. So I keep walking. I eventually get to a payphone. It's 3 blocks away. And I make my least favorite call, second only to calling from jail, because I have realized that my only way out is to acknowledge that I do need a man, and that specific man is my father. And I have to call him at what is now like 2:30 at night and ask him to drive down to DC to come bring me my spare key. So this is not a good call. And I'm just praying that he answers as opposed to my mother, who's a much lighter sleeper, who will undoubtedly yell at me, but it's a miracle. And my father, I hear his groggy voice, hello. And I say, oh, were you asleep? He's just obviously, oh my God, 2:33. What do you want? This better be good. And I say, I was just wondering, it's a lovely night, and my key broke off of my car, and I was just wondering if you were up for taking a nice drive into DC to bring me my spare key. And truly a mark of what a great man this is. With minimal grumbling, he agrees to come down and save me. So now, all I have to do, go back to my truck and wait until he makes it there, right? That sounds pretty easy. But this is the moment when I start walking back to the car, when everything changes. It's like all the lights go out, store lights, everything. It's dark, right? And there's no one else on the street except this one other guy. And I hear him and see him putting on brass knuckles. And this is the moment where I hear this distinct sound. It's like a tink. And I realize it's the sound of this protective bubble that I thought was around me bursting. Shit could go down very easily. And I'm just telling myself, it's not very far, just a few blocks. Just be cool, you can make it. Just be quiet and walk slowly. So I'm walking slowly. And then I see them. It's this group of about 7 or 8 young men. They're coming toward me on the same side of the street. And they're taking up the whole sidewalk and then some, right? They're laughing and talking loudly, jostling each other. And I think that's why they don't necessarily see me. And they're all wearing these black bandanas. And then I hear one of them say, "Oye, coño." And for one horrifying second, I think, oh my God, he's talking to me. But then I hear someone from behind me answer, "Don't call me coño, motherfucker. You think I don't know what that means?" And I turn and I see another group of young men on the other side of the street behind me. And they're wearing red bandanas. And there's this one guy in the group who I will never forget, who is slapping this chain against his thigh, which just seems like it would hurt. I don't understand that. And they yell at him, "We'll teach you what happens when you come on our territory." And all of a sudden it occurs to me, I'm about to get caught in the middle of a gang fight. And one gang is scary enough, but 2? And all of a sudden, I'm just picturing all the confusion around my dead white body. You know, and the police chief telling the reporter, "We still haven't determined how the young white woman was involved." And I don't have a weapon of any kind. I don't even have a hairbrush. I don't know karate. But then I remembered the words of my mother, who is quite fierce. And she told me, everyone's afraid of crazy. And all of a sudden, I know what to do. It's like I've been doing this all my life. And I drop down into this crouch and I start kind of limping. And I say like this, "Gotta get some more cheese. Gotta get some more cheese." And I look up and everything is silent. No one's saying a word, but better yet, no one is shooting at me, nor has any knives been thrown at me. So I say it one more time for good measure. "Gotta get some more cheese." At this point, the group in front of me, without appearing to have signaled each other in any way, collectively moved to the other side of the street. And they walked past me with the safety of the street between us. Emboldened by that, I turn and flail my way around to look at the other side. And those people have turned around and walked off the other way. I'm staring at their backs. So yeah, I scared away not 1, but 2 gangs. I no longer feel invincible since that day, but I do feel very confident about the ability to scare people off by acting crazy. And I highly recommend that to any one of you should you find yourselves in a scary situation. Thank you.